afternoon. I'm here to speak to you today about M&A smart contracts and the blockchain. I'm originally a software developer, database administrator, systems administrator, and now hands-on with Solidity. And I have a tremendous amount of domain knowledge in the areas of investment banking and pharmaceuticals in New York. The challenges that exist for M&A with bankers and lawyers is that they need to write contracts, and these need to be executed efficiently. Contracts, once all the parties have signed the contracts, they need to be digitally archived. The problem is these archives have gotten so huge that contracts are getting lost in them. Then the contracts are turned over to analysts who are tasked with implementing the terms that they may not have a clear understanding of. These M&A contracts are pretty thick documents. To reduce the complexity, one can code it in Solidity, and these Oracle-fed smart contracts can be released as dApps. So the solution that we're proposing is to put these dApps onto the blockchain and release the agreements as dApps onto the blockchain. What happens in most cases is that if two companies wish to engage in an acquisition, the companies will most likely retain an investment bank, such as a JP Chase or UBS, and in turn, those investment banks will retain attorneys. Contracts are passed back and forth. Once the contracts are signed, they're archived. So as an example, if VMware wants to acquire Citrix, they'll retain an investment bank who will retain attorneys, and these attorneys will write contracts that have to be can be coded in Solidity and written as Oracle-fed smart contracts to be released onto the blockchain. This solution aims to be blockchain agnostic and portable so that it's not reliant upon any one blockchain. Additional things that can be done is that you can track the terms of agreements and determine what is done in case of defaulting. The model is a monthly subscription model where there'll be a flat fee assessed when the dApp is released. I'm currently asking at this early stage for access to bankers and attorneys specifically within this space and for input on the pricing model. Thank you.
So, have you thought about going beyond just M&A? I mean, there are a whole bunch of other transactions in the world.
There certainly are, and so this is just a place to start. We can't attack them all at the beginning, but because I have a fair amount of knowledge in the investment banking industry, this is where I thought I would start.
Have you in effect written up an M&A contract in the way software would be written? So, you know, certain choices, certain if-then statements, certain things.
This is something I'm in the process of doing right now,
that out?
and it would be something. M&A contracts are extremely complex; they're pretty thick documents. So this would take some portion of that and release it as a dApp, as an Oracle-fed smart contract.
Yeah, I mean, it sure would be great. You'd say, okay, who's double trigger, who's single trigger, who's joining the team, who's been removed, I mean, that could all be built into a contract.
Or if there's other stipulations between the buyer and the seller, those could be coded into the smart contract as well. Okay, thank you.
No, I'm going to add on to that too, is that, you know, exactly what Tim just said, is that I'm in the commercial real estate business, and I'm just signed a contract to do a commercial loan, and the lender is going to charge me $35,000 for a promissory note deed of trust, and I can tell you all that paralegal is going to do is put in my name, corporate name, so on and so forth. So I saw this the other day, and my idea is, like, you pitch this to the commercial real estate world, it should be a no-brainer.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.